Hi, welcome to Big Daddy Bakes. I'm Big Daddy, and today we're going to be making no-knead bread. This bread is so simple that I guarantee anyone can make it, and it only takes 4 ingredients. So let's get to it. I'll show you how to do it. For this recipe you will need 3 1/4 cups of bread flour, 1 1/2 cups of cool water, 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of sea salt. So to do this recipe, I'm going to combine the yeast, the flour, and the salt together. And with my hand, I'm just going to kind of stir this around into the flour. I'm going to make a little well in the center. And then I'm going to slowly add my cool water. I have immaculately clean hands. Simply just gonna stir that around and get the water in with the flour. This is a fairly big departure from what I usually do, but this is just such a nice recipe, and you don't have to have any special tools for it. Now I'm just going to kind of get it all mixed together. You don't want there to be any dry pockets. Of flour. They should all be kind of mixed in. You're going to have a shaggy looking kind of wet dough, and that, believe it or not, is what we want. We don't want it to be completely kneaded. Okay, that's got most of that all together. And I'm just going to get it off of my hands, put it in the bowl. Right, I'm going to get the cling film on. And this will need to go into the refrigerator. And need to let it sit in there at least 12 hours, up to 18 hours, or completely 2 days in the refrigerator. Don't let it go any longer than that. And when it comes out, it's going to be full of bubbles. And it's going to look really interesting. And then we're going to shape it into some simple loaves, score it, and bake it. I'll be back in 18 hours. Okay, so my dough has been in the refrigerator for, about 18-20 hours. And you can see there's bubbles and whether it's kind of filled up. These bubbles are good. We're not going to press them out, or I'm not going to try not to press them out. So I have a heavy, and you need a really heavy cookie tin or other kind of tin, and I have some parchment paper on the top of it, and I'm going to let my loaves go on that. But we're going to be very gentle and get everything ready. So I'm going to gently take the dough out of the bowl, very, very gently. Our goal is not to pop all those lovely bubbles. I'll set that bowl aside. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on the board so it doesn't stick. I'm going to divide it in half, and I'm going to set that over there. So we're just going to do a very simple shape on this. Sort of baguette kind of shape. Alright. And I'm going to put it on the cookie tin. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Alright. And our goal here is not to knock out all the air. So I'm going to lightly cover this with some plastic wrap, and then I'm going to let this come to room temperature and rise for about 45 minutes to an hour. And it will plump up some more now that it's out of the refrigerator. So our dough has risen. It's spread out a little bit during this time, and I'm just going to take some flour on my hand and kind of form it back up into a loaf so it looks a little nicer. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of flour on the top of it. If you touch, it's very sticky, so if you touch it, it's going to just stick to your hand. Alright, so that's that. And I'm about to put it in the oven. So we need to score the top of this so it will rise properly. If we don't, then it'll have a blowout and it just won't be very pretty. So I have a razor blade. If you have a lame, you can use that. You're just going to do it about 1/2 inch in and score the dough. Don't be scared of it, just cut it like that. Let me do that one a little better. Alright. Now, my oven is hot at 475. I have a pan placed in the bottom, and I'm going to put about 2 cups of water in it to generate some steam. And then I'm going to put this directly on a pizza stone. You can just use an inverted pan like this. If you have a pizza stone, use that as well. So our loaves have been in the oven for 25 minutes, and you can see how beautiful they are. They have a nice texture. They're hollow sounding, beautiful. I'm going to let them cool for about 2 hours. So here is our bread after it comes out of the oven and has a beautiful crust, and it's very soft on the inside and chewy. It's a lovely bread. If you like what we do here on the channel, please consider liking and subscribing, and also share with a friend. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.